Robert, tell us why you've gone for the Pig War of 1859.
Well, what happened was this, according to Wikipedia. In 1859, America and Britain were arguing about these islands called the San Juan Islands. The British said they were theirs, and the Americans said they were theirs, because they probably were. And there was a man called Lyman Cutler, and he found a pig eating his potatoes, and he killed the pig. And the pig was owned by a British man called Charles Griffin, and the British said they were going to arrest the man. So the Americans said, don't arrest this man, and they got in the American soldiers, and basically they had about 500 American troops standing against 5 British warships. And in the end they had an argument, and then they decided it wasn't worth anyone fighting, so they went home. The only casualty was the pig.
Excellent.
That's the worst war I've ever heard of.
Shouldn't even count.
In fact, it's not a war, is it? It's a squabble.
Yeah.
David, tell us why you have nominated Earth versus Mars as your best war.
The world wars that we've had here are obviously global, but surely it's better, because biggest is best, is to have 2 worlds involved in a war, which is what you get in War of the Worlds. That and Tom Cruise. And what a soundtrack, yeah? World War I, Pack Up Your Troubles. World War II had Vera Lynn. The Iraq War had whatever was on the Three Kings soundtrack. But the War of the Worlds had Jeff Wayne. Let me quote. The chances of anything coming from Mars are 1,000,000 to 1, they say. Yet still they come. Now that is poetry. Siegfried to soon suck on that, that's all I'm saying. So that's why I would like to accept the Lucas.
Robert and Josie, would you...
I'd say that war didn't happen.
It's documentary footage.
The big thing about War of the Worlds, wasn't it that when people first listened to it on the radio, people freaked out because they thought it was real? Is that the one, or is that the time?
Yeah, but no, people freaked out because it was real.
It was Orson Welles.
It was Lieutenant General Orson Welles, yes.
Well, I think I need to put you people out of your misery. Now, I have been thinking about this as you've been speaking, and I'm going to explain something here which might sound like it's a little off the subject, but it will make sense. I love my mother very much, like all nice Jewish boys, like all nice gay boys. I love my mother, and I talk to my mother a lot, and my mother talks to me a lot, but she does talk a very great amount. She does love to have a chat, and she really... It's very hard to get her off the phone, but you see, the thing is, with the First World War, with Poppy Day, in November, there's a 2-minute silence, you see, and that's the 2 minutes respite that I get from my mother chattering to me, as much as I love her. So, for that reason, the winner of the Lucas for Best War is World War I. Congratulations. Before we overrun into the next programme, let's move on to our final category, which, as a music fan, is very dear to my heart. Many musical artists have the occasional blip in their career. In fact, electronic bands like Kraftwerk have nothing but blips. But what we're looking at here are those awful singles that weren't so much released, but rather managed to escape. Yes, we're about to award the Lucas for Worst Song to be released by an otherwise reputable artist. And the nominations are... Robert.
Shiny Happy People by R.E.M.
David.
The Laughing Gnome by David Bowie.
And Josie.
Hard Knock Life by Jay-Z.
OK, so, Roberto Di Papero, why you not like R.E.M.?
I love R.E.M. I think they're brilliant. They're an amazing band, and slightly pretentious, which is always good. I remember when Michael Stipe, that's a pretentious name, should have an R in it.
Michael Stipe?
Yes, Michael Stipe.
Or Michael Stiper.
Yeah. Well, I love all the stuff, you know, Man on the Moon and...
The other songs, Night Swimming,
very
very
nice
good. Everybody
song.
Hurts.
Lovely song.
Love
It's
it.
true, everyone does hurt.
Everyone does hurt.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes. Yeah. But R.E.M's Shiny Happy People has offended you. Let's listen to a little bit of that song, shall we?
Nice verse, but it's the chorus. They first of all, They just say shiny, happy people about 50 times, and that just has always annoyed me. But the most annoying bit is the little riff. Shiny, happy Belfast people. It just goes on and on and on and on, and I don't like that song.
David Schneider, why the Laughing Gnome?
I was thinking of nominating, actually, a song that definitely wins the award for, oh my God, we've got to get a single out and we've got no ideas and no words, which is My Humps, My Lovely Lady Lumps. But then I thought, you've got to look at the whole oeuvre, haven't you? And the Black Eyed Peas oeuvre doesn't have the depth of Bowie's, does it? With boom, boom, pow and stuff. And, you know, Bowie, he was it. You know, he was a man, he was experimenting, he was at the forefront of music, he was innovative till he became rubbish. You know, and he'd created Ziggy Stardust, and then you hear his new creation, and it's The Laughing Gnome. Now, if you haven't heard this, it's like a sort of nightmare where, I had this dream where this terrible stand-up, the worst stand-up imaginable, like some guy's going, yeah, I got a new show I'm taking to Edinburgh, actually. It's a new character, it's a gnome. It speaks like this. Channel 4 are quite interested, actually. Which I tell you they would be, but don't get me started on that.
Shall we hear a little bit of the song? Would you like to hear a little bit of it?
Well, that might help.
I'm a laughing gnome and you can't catch me. I'm a laughing gnome and you can't catch me. Said the laughing gnome.
It's when the gnome kicks in and starts telling jokes. That's what it... You know, I've got a few of the jokes here.
I love jokes.
Yeah. It's... Here, what's that clicking noise? This is Bowie saying that. The gnome says, that's Fred. He's a metronome. Yes. And it goes on. I'll try and do an impression now. Have you got a gnome to go to? And then he goes...
No, I do. I grew up... I love Tommy Steele. Go on. I love him. What a picture, what a photograph. Here, carry on.
So he goes, have you got a gnome to go to? And he goes, no, we're nomads. This is, imagine you're obsessed with Bowie and you hear that.
It's just a shame this show's on radio because there is steam coming out of Dave Schneider's ears. It looks brilliant right now. I think before we can make a decision, we have to hear why Josie has picked Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life.
It's because I really hate it when people use children in a song which is mainly adults. I like Annie as a musical. I think it's a great musical, but I can't bear people cutting a little bit out of it, speeding it up, and then putting it in what's supposed to be a rap. Oh my God. The thing is, Jay-Z is a really credible rapper otherwise, and then he produces this ridiculous, stupid show tunes thing, and it's not funny, but I really mean it.
Let's hear some of Jay-Z's preposterous offering.
Let it bump, though. From standing on the corners bopping to driving some of the hottest cars New Yorkers ever seen.
Well, I just thought, you know, put your bloody money where your mouth is and do some other sort of children's songs. You know, let's hear LL Cool J doing Grandma, we love you. Although there was a funny version of Raindrops on Roses and Whiskers on Kittens. Somebody did a kind of weird, speeded-up version of that, didn't they? And then Glenn Stefani did a...
Glenn,
is that her name? Glenn, yeah.
I've been on one of his cruise ships.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he? Glenn Stefani. Do you know what? I'm going to leave that in to show I'm human. Didn't she do If I Was a Rich Man or something like that?
Yeah.
Do you think Jay-Z came in and said, now, guess what, kids? We're doing a production of Annie. And I want you all to sing. And then he's secretly going, ha, 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 I'm going to put them on my record, oh, yeah. Like that. He's kind of secretly... Has he conned the performance out of them? Is that what we're saying?
That's one of his 99 problems.
Yeah. So it's very duplicitous, then. The duplicitous Jay-Z.
That was his original moniker, wasn't it? MC Duplicitous.
Yes, it was. Did anyone else have a DJ? I had a name in the early 80s because my brother was into rap music. So he was just called Quartz. That was the name he gave himself. and I called myself Dolphin D. It was, well, the first time someone said, "What's your street name?" I said Howbury Road, but I didn't really. It took me a while. No, I did. I was charming. I was youthful. I was ever so sweet. Well, listen, there's no doubt in my mind that we can't give this to REM's Shiny Happy People.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Robert. Really, we should go for David Bowie's The Laughing Name. It's a very... But we are not going to go for David Bowie's The Laughing Gnome because he's kind of secretly... Has he conned the performance out of them? Is that what we're saying?
That's one of his 99 problems.
Yeah. So he's very duplicitous then, the duplicitous Jay-Z.
That was his original moniker, wasn't it? MC Duplicitous.
Yes, it was. Did anyone else have a DJ? I had a name in the early 80s because my brother was into rap music. So he was just called Quartz. That was the name he gave himself. And I called myself Dolphin D. It was. Well, the first time someone said, "What's your street name?" I said Howbury Road. But I didn't really... It took me a while. No, I did. I was charming. I was youthful. I was ever so sweet. Well, listen, there's no doubt in my mind that we can't give this to REM's Shiny Happy People.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Robert. Really, we should go for David Bowie's The Laughing Name. It's a very... But we are not going to go for David Bowie's The Laughing Gnome because listen, right, have you ever... I know I get this a lot because I'm beautiful, but have you ever been on the end of unwanted attention? You can see somebody who's really attractive, you can see a handsome guy, a very pretty girl, but if they're too keen, it's off-putting. And the thing is, David Schneider is just too keen. He just wants it too much. So for that reason, by default, this award... Congratulations, Jay-Z, for Hard Knock Life. All that remains for me to do is to award the Lucas of Lucases, the special prize that goes, this time, to the most unlucky guest. So, the Lucas for unluckiest guest has to go to Mr. David Schneider. You did win something after all. And as I hand you this very expensive, glittering trophy, I'll pass it to Josie, to hand to Robert, to hand over to David. Please say a few words.
You know, I'm king of the world of radio. That's all I'm going to say. So thank you, Matt. Thank you, I have to say, to Josie and Robert. You've been good competitors. You stole a few from me because Matt has got issues. But thank you.
Well, congratulations, David. It's been a pleasure. Thanks again to my guests, Josie Long, Robert Popper and David Schneider. Do join me again next time when the raging debate will finally end and at last we'll have a definitive answer as we award the Lucas for best paper size. Will it be A3, A4 or A5? Until then, goodbye. And the winner was presented by me, Father Matt Lucas. The guests were Josie Long, Robert Popper and David Schneider. The programme associates were Bill Matthews and Jed Parsons. And it was devised by Ashley Blaker and Bill Matthews. And I thought of some bits as well. Without me, it'd be nothing. And the winner was produced by Ashley Blaker Esquire.